Apple is playing us again. The upcoming iPad mini is finally getting that massive OLED upgrade everyone wants. But before you hand over your cash, you need to know the dirty little secret hiding in the spec sheet. Promotion is dead on arrival for the mini. I was just watching a breakdown on these new supply chain leaks, and the strategy here is painfully obvious. Apple isn't giving you the best tablet they can make. They are giving you the best tablet that won't accidentally make you skip buying a more expensive model. Let's dig into the actual leak. A Korean supply chain source says we are getting an 8.4-inch hybrid OLED panel. Sounds awesome, right? But here's the kicker. The backplane is reportedly LTPS. That technical alphabet soup matters for one huge reason. It is not LTPO. LTPO is the magic hardware needed for a variable refresh rate. Without it, you are locked at 60 Hz. You cannot just download a software update later to fix this. The physical screen simply cannot do it. People hear OLED and think it's a total victory. And sure, OLED is great. It gives you perfect blacks, insane contrast, and battery savings in dark mode. But smooth motion is a totally different ballgame. Scrolling through a web page at 120 Hz feels like gliding on ice, while 60 Hz feels like dragging your finger through sand. A tablet is literally just a giant piece of glass you touch all day. When you flick, pinch, and zoom, that refresh rate is the difference between a device that feels like the future and one that feels stuck in the past. And the craziest part? Apple knows this. They put a 120 Hz screen on the iPad Pro way back in 2017. That was almost a decade ago. For 9 straight years, they have treated smooth scrolling like some exclusive VIP club perk. The Pro gets it, but the Air, the entry-level iPad, and the Mini get left out in the cold. Cheap Android phones have had high refresh rates for years now. This isn't because Apple engineers can't figure it out. It is a calculated choice to protect their expensive models. Apple has basically trained us to associate smooth scrolling with their quote-unquote nice stuff. So when they leave it out, they are sending a loud message that the Mini is just the budget tier. Now you're going to hear a lot of noise about the new chip. Rumors point to some version of the A19 Pro running the show. But do not let the word Pro fool you. Apple loves to quietly nerf chips inside the same family. The last iPad mini used an A17 Pro, but it had one less graphics core than the iPhone 15 Pro. They bin these chips to save money and separate the product tiers. They do it because they can get away with it. So even if the next mini has a beastly processor that benchmark scores love, it does not matter. All that raw computing power is going to slam right into a 60 Hz bottleneck. You can have the fastest engine in the world, but if your tires are square, it's going to be a bumpy ride. A super fast chip can try to brute force the animations, but it can't magically show you frames that the screen physically cannot display. I want to be fair though, it isn't all doom and gloom. The jump to OLED is still a massive win. It should finally kill that awful jelly scrolling effect that drove people crazy on the older models. If you ever read a long article in portrait mode and the text looked like it was bouncing, you know exactly what I mean? We are also hearing whispers about better speakers and maybe even a water resistance rating. Finally, I can read recipes in the kitchen without stressing about splashing pasta water on my tablet or taking it to the beach without babying it. And that slight bump to an 8.4-inch screen probably just means thinner bezels, which is always a welcome change. But you have to look at the big picture here. Apple views the Mini as a fun side project, a specialty device. They are terrified that if they make it too good, you won't drop $1,000 on a bigger iPad. The problem is, buyers don't care about Apple's corporate ladder. When someone spends premium money on a compact tablet, they expect it to feel premium in the hand. OLED makes it look good, but 120 Hz makes it feel good. Yes, plenty of people don't care about refresh rates. If you can't tell the difference, I honestly envy you. I am not saying a 60 Hz screen is absolute garbage. The insulting part is the intentional withholding. The tech industry moved on years ago. Apple finally caved and put promotion on the base iPhones. So keeping it off the Mini is just stubborn segmentation. So here is your game plan. Production is reportedly spinning up for a release late in 2026, when this thing finally hits the Apple website. Skip past the flashy marketing videos. Scroll straight down to the fine print and look for 2 specific words: ProMotion and 120 Hz. If they aren't there, just know you are paying top dollar for an intentionally compromised device. Let me know down in the comments if a 60 Hz screen is a deal breaker for you, or if OLED alone is enough to win you over. Hit that like button if this helped you out, and subscribe for more no-nonsense tech talk. See you in the next one.